Right, I'd like to share my video game that I made for class, Wild Wild West Wizards, or as I like to call it W4. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown about how I made the game and show some gameplay. I'll also let you listen to some of the audio sounds that I have in the game, and then I'll turn those down so I can talk over it. But without further ado, here's the game. I'll turn it up a little bit just so you can hear it. So there's a few different audio cues. Got like the swords, we got the shooting sound, we got the humans when they take damage, and we got the goblins when they take damage. Turn that down. Right, we got a dead screen here as well, so you can just restart if you hit enter. So one of the first things I worked on was the character, and the character's a little wizard here, and got his crosshair, and he had to shoot. That was the first thing that I made for our first slice. And then I worked on adding the map in, and the first enemy that I made was actually this wizard. I got some good feedback on how I could make the wizard better. Originally, I just had the wizard get close enough to you and then start shooting you. It would stand still and shoot you if you were standing there. Then someone suggested that they should have like a dodge mechanic. So they'll randomly dodge between like 1 to 3 seconds or so, and they'll just keep firing at you. And then for some of the other enemies, I started working on the Goblin after that. And Goblin's fast, but it's got lower health, so they die pretty quickly. And then I worked on the Orc here. The big guy, he's really slow, but he's a heavy hitter. They all have their swing animations there, so dodge it if you're quick enough, or you can also do the dodge roll that I added in. So dodge roll will give you iframes, which is invincibility frames where you won't take any damage from any sources. So as long as you're rolling, you don't take any damage, but you can't just continually roll. You have to wait a few seconds every time to be able to get that roll back. And something that I liked that I did with the roll as well is there's a little bit of a slowdown counter. Go ahead and die here so I can talk a little more. There's a slowdown counter that dictates the speed at which you're going at the end of the roll, so it's not quite faster to just always roll. I know that some games they'll have implement a dodge roll or like a jump mechanic that then forces the player to utilize that mechanic just because it is better in the speed side of things. Like in Minecraft, if you're sprinting, then if you jump while you're sprinting, run faster, so you're always having to hit the jump button. Or in some other games, if you're dodge rolling, the dodge roll might be faster than just walking, so you have to just always dodge roll because it's faster. So something that I implemented was a slowdown feature at the end of the dodge roll, so you slow down as you're like getting back up from the dodge roll. That way, it keeps it kind of a little slower pace so that you're not just always wanting to dodge roll instead of just walking. Some of the other things that I really liked that I implemented was the sword swing animation on those melee characters. It was something that was a little difficult to do. The way that I ended up doing it was they have a little square at the center of their person, and if they can't quite collide with you. If I come stand right next to this guy, they I don't know why he's not doing a goblin up. So their swing animation is the length of their sword, and it will swing into the person. I like that feature that I implemented. Um, as far as gameplay goes, it's a kind of Castlevania style game or not Castlevania, a Vampire Survivor style of game where it's just a run and gun. You're trying to survive for as long as you can and get the highest score possible. As far as expandability, I'd love to add more levels in the future, add more enemies, maybe add some bosses as well. But so far, this class has definitely taught me all the good fundamentals and mechanics of building a game, such as building the tile maps. I was able to learn how to actually place those tiles for that map and pull from another resource, and learn how to do animations like the walking animation, sword swing animations, and just implementing damage and all that stuff. It's been a fun process and been fun to learn how to make this video game. So, thank you.